What is your position on data centers?
If this is a $5 billion project coming to Miramichi and the AI company that's bringing it to Miramichi, is it taxpayers' money that's being invested, or is the company investing themselves?
What is the first thing you think of when you hear Miramichi?
The people.
Hello, folks. Welcome back with Excursions with Pat. On this episode of Miramichi Talks, where I sit down with community members and talk about and how they shaped Miramichi and why they love Miramichi. Today, I'm honored to join a Miramichier that's been living in the Miramichi for quite a while. He's run his own business. Recently, he has become an MP of the Miramichi Grand Lake. I'd like to bring in today, join us today, your Miramichi Grand Lake MP, Mike Dawson. How you doing today, Mike?
Not bad, you know.
I'm doing pretty good. It's morning, so I'm still not half awake. I did have 2 cups of coffee, and I got some water on the go. How you been? What have you been up to?
It's been busy. It's been a busy summer. Miramichi, as you know, they call it the capital of festivals, the city of festivals. So
yes.
Every weekend we seem to have 2 or 3 festivals, or 4 or 5. New Brunswick Day weekend was a busy one. We had Doketown and Boys Town had the Salmon and Fiddlehead Festival. We had Bay of Inn Days, Chatham Head Days, Blackville Days, and then we had New Brunswick Day on top of it all, with all the festivals and events going on. So it was a busy weekend, and it's been like that all summer, and it's great to get out and see all the constituents. When you're in Ottawa, you don't get to see as many faces, and it's great to be back in the summertime and get out and talk to people and see what people's concerns and issues are. And it's always good to have festivals, people getting together, and especially with the way the economy is, people this summer, the festivals and fairs seem to be busy, and everybody seems to be out and enjoying Miramichi.
Yeah, no, I can tell you do care a lot about our city just as much as I care about it too. And I know you've lived here for a long time. So my question is, where did you grow up, and how was that like?
I grew up in Chelmsford. It's about 15 minutes outside the city on the Route 118.
Yeah.
It's rural, really rural. It's, I don't know, it's just a road that leads from Miramichi to Renews on the 118.
Yeah.
I went to school in Nelson, from Nelson to James M. Hill, and then on my own with my doing drywall and paint, and then I got on my own, had my own business, and then I'm where I'm at today.
No, I hear you from a small little area, because I used to live back in Williamstown. And then I went to Millerton School. Then I moved into Newcastle. Now I live in Douglastown. So I've been jumping around. I could tell you a lot more. I lived in Ontario and St. John, all these other places, but I've been living here since '86, I think it was. So I've been living here for almost 30, 40 years. So another question, Mike. What really got you into politics? What drove you to get into the politics area?
Well, our family was always politically driven. My uncle ran in 95 provincially.
Okay.
I was seen to be around politics all the time. And then provincially, when I got involved, was the MLA at the time had moved on to run for the member of parliament. They were looking for somebody, and they asked me. First couple of times they asked, I said no. Then finally I gave in and said, well, I'll give it a try, see what happens. And I got elected in the by-election in 22, re-elected in 24 in the general election. And then it was similar to federally. The current MP at the time decided he was stepping away for family reasons. And the federal party reached out and asked after he resigned and said he wasn't running anymore. The federal party reached out and asked if I would be interested in running for the federal party. And I thought about it. I didn't know if I wanted to make the big jump to Ottawa. A lot of travel, a lot of time away from home.
Yeah.
I got 2 small grandkids, so well, I only had one then, but I have a second one now. But thought about it and decided, well, if you don't try, you'll never know. So here I am, April, and was successful, and hopefully people think I'm doing a great job.
Well, you are doing a great job, Mike. I've been following you a lot, and of course, you come to our shop and give us a little business too. So, greatly appreciate what you do, what you're doing for Miramichi.
Well, I don't know if anybody tried patty cakes, they know it's the best cake on the river, probably in the province. If they went to anybody wants a birthday cake, that's the place to go.
Oh, thanks, Mike. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's been family-owned business for a while, over 30 years. So it's a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears for sure. Enough about myself. I'm here to interview you, Mike. So what do you, besides politics, what do you enjoy doing outside of politics?
Well, baseball. I enjoy going to baseball games. My son is 25. Both my sons, one's 25, one's 28. They both played minor baseball. I coached them up through baseball for quite a few years. Youngest guy, Dylan, he still plays intermediate baseball in Chatham Head. So my wife and I enjoy going to the games, watching his games. And then baseball in general. As everybody knows, the Chatham Ironmen are hosting the Canadian Men's Senior Baseball Nationals here coming up in a week or so.
Yes.
So I'll probably spend a lot of time that week at the ball field in Chatham.
Oh, for sure, Mike. For sure.
And everybody across Canada was enthusiastic last fall about the Blue Jays. So enjoy watching a lot of Blue Jays games. Don't get to near enough Blue Jays games to watch them as I used to, but still enjoy watching the Blue Jays.
No, exactly. Like I was telling you earlier before we got online, I did see my very first Blue Jays game a few weeks ago, and they lost. It's not a great season for them, but it was quite a historical run last year to the World Series, and it was still a lot of fun. But besides that point, what exactly, as far as like a lot of people, they know the federal, provincial, municipal around the area, but a lot of people don't know really where to go. Like, I know you're the federal part of things, and then you get the provincial and the municipal. That's really a question where, because sometimes when people call, oh, you have to call the federal for this, or you got to call the provincial this. So my question is, what exactly does an MP do, and what they really cover?
Well, we get that a lot. Our office, we really don't like when people call and if we have to tell them we can't help you because we got to send you to the provincial or municipal. And a lot of people think, well, you're in government, just help us. And we'd love to. We'd love to, every time anybody comes in or they call the office, we'd love to be able to help everybody. Yeah. But unfortunately, we got to stay in our own lane, and we don't want to be stepping on the MLA's toes or the city council's toes. So we tried in our office here a couple of times. We had done it a couple of times. We put out information pamphlets on breakdown of which area to go to if you're looking for federal, provincial, or municipal. Federally, we cover Service Canada, CRA, passports, OAS. There's probably a few more. But then the provincial, if you got a problem with roads in the province, depending on where they are, it could be municipal or provincial, or MB Power, you go to the provincial MLA instead of the MP. And it is, some areas are a little gray with people don't understand. Immigration is one of them. We cover immigration, but there's a provincial side to immigration that's where the provincial side does a lot of applications and a lot of forms. So some of them cross over a little bit, and we work together with the MLAs to try to help them out. If there's something we can do for them, we'll try to help them, and they try to help us the same way. Work back and forth, and it don't matter what political stripe you are. Once you're elected to represent everybody. So we work with the MLAs if we can across party lines to try to make sure the benefit of the constituents.
So for an example, like the Centennial Bridge, is that, because I know it was built back in '67, Mr. Pierre Trudeau, Justin Trudeau's dad. Anyway, but that was federal funded, but kind of provincially run. Is that how that is?
And it still is today. For refurbishment, there was 35 million put in by the federal government, but the money is directed to the provincial government. The provincial government funnels the money down to take care of the refurbishment. So when people message or call and ask about the Centennial Bridge, where it's at, is it on time? Is it on schedule? When's it going to be open? Unfortunately, we have to go through the same procedures as everybody else and ask the MLA for an update, or the minister from the province. Do you have an update on? We don't really get updates. We will sometimes. The province will send out updates occasionally to let us know what's going on before the public. But for the most part, we're like a lot of people. We don't know until the provincial side decides to let us put an update.
Yeah. No, understandable. Thanks for clarifying that. I wasn't real sure because it's like kind of the highway, right, with the bridge. So I do understand that. Recently, well, not recently, you did something real wonderful, I would think. So is my wife. I understand that you decided not to take a pay raise. What made you make that decision?
Well, my office gets traffic in and out the door every day. We get phone calls, and for me, it was just a personal choice. People are struggling. We're in Ottawa. We're talking about how affordability issues are affecting people across Canada. And I didn't think it was right for me to take a raise and turn a blind eye when people are struggling. We have people come into my office that's asked the question, or tell us, not ask the question, but tell us, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay my phone bill or my power bill. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put gas in my vehicle, or if I'm going to be able to buy enough groceries this week for the week. So for me, I didn't know we were getting a pay raise before I got elected, and I just didn't think it was right. Yeah, it turned into a bigger thing than I thought, because I just assumed you could just sign a piece of paper, say you want to reject the pay raise, similar to the private sector. If someone come to my business and said, I don't want to raise this year, we just don't give it to them. It should be the same, whether you're in construction, you're a teacher, or whatever it is. As an MP, no different. It should be able to. I should be able to sign off and say I don't want the pay raise this year. Quite a story, I guess. So.
Yeah, it definitely hit the national news. But no, really, Mike, I really liked. You're a very honorable man. Good for you for standing up for what you believe in. It's the same as anything, really. It's kind of your morals. And if you run a shop or a business of some sort, I refuse to raise my prices. I know the cost of everything's going up, the food, the packaging, the rent, insurance, but I haven't raised my prices in years because of that reason. Yeah. So I do understand when people are suffering, you kind of go with the times. And if you're fine, you're able to pay your bills at home, that should be good.
Well, for me, I didn't get involved because of the money. I didn't get involved. I got involved because my business was at a place that my two young lads could look after it for me. I could guide them and help them, and eventually they're going to take over anyway. So it was a time for me. So it wasn't about me going to Ottawa because I wanted a paycheck, or going to Fredericton because I wanted another paycheck. It was about I wanted to do right by the community and help the community. So as it turned out, I couldn't reject the pay raise in April. We started getting it, and for anybody that is curious or wondering, I have been donating it. I got over half of it donated already to charity until we find out what's going to be the outcome comes with the court case that we filed a letter to try to make them freeze it so that I didn't have to take mine. So that's where it's at. If anybody's wondering, for the people that are wondering, well, you could have just donated in the first place. That's not really the point. The point of the whole situation is why is somebody being forced to take something they don't want? Yes, everybody could donate it. The fact of the matter is, who knows who's donating what? No one sees anybody's income tax. No one knows unless if someone wants to see mine. I keep the receipts where I don't, in case someone comes back for no other reason. If someone comes back and says what you do with it, I got proof. Here it is.
Yeah. No, I understand, Mike. And it doesn't really matter what you do. There's always going to be somebody questioning. But if you feel in your gut what's right, that's what you should do. I'm with you, Mike, and I'm proud of you. And my wife just wanted to say thank you for standing up. So as an opposition, it's not always wonderful, especially when the Conservatives is not in charge of Canada. What is the hardest to get things done as an opposition MP?
Some of the stuff that I'm struggling with right now to try to get stuff done is our small craft harbors is one in particular. We've got half a dozen small craft harbors, which are wharfs in our riding: Miramichi, Grand Lake, Scumanak, Hardwick, Bay d'Avin, Tavis Tack, Nigawak, Logieville. The small craft harbors are putting fishermen's lives in danger. We haven't had any money invested except for some in Scumanak. It never came from the federal government directly. It came from the relief fund for hurricane relief fund that they had set up. Other than that, Miramichi Grand Lake hasn't got any money for any of their small craft harbors. Beausejour, all kinds of money in Beausejour. Acadie Bathurst, all kinds in Acadie Bathurst. Anywhere else that got liberal ridings, all kinds of funding.
And I know it's quite a process because you got to bring it up at the House. You probably got to write up some kind of form, bring it up at the House, and then it's got to go from where this, not the Senate, the Senate last.
It goes to the Minister of
Finance,
DFO, Department of Fisheries.
Okay.
And they decide where they're going to spend the money and how they do it. They say they do it by what's needed in each area. But if you look through Miramichi Grand Lake and look at the small craft harbors we have, begs the question for me: is a fisherman's life in Miramichi Grand Lake not as worth as much as a fisherman in Beausejour or Acadie Bathurst or someone in Nova Scotia or Newfoundland?
Yeah.
Our fishermen are just as worthy of funding to get our small craft harbors. At the end of the day, fisheries is a big economic driver in Miramichi Grand Lake, New Brunswick, Atlantic Canada, and Canada for that matter. They love to see our seafood across the world. So why aren't we investing in all areas when we're able to make sure that we keep the economy going?
Yeah. Not only the fishery, I used to work at Acon Plywood for years. And you see all these sawmills and plywood mills and paper mills all shutting down. So the only thing we have really pushing right now is the fishery. And that's what's important. We gotta invest in those guys. Because like you said.
And we have an issue right now with the tariffs. The tariffs are causing, in Miramichi Grand Lake, it's an issue because we got our forestry industry. I got the fisheries on one end of the riding and I got the forestry on the other end. And both are affected by tariffs on top of our small craft harbors not being fixed in the fishery side. But tariffs are affecting the fishermen. Tariffs are affecting the forestry industry.
Yeah.
So, and we don't seem to be any closer than we were 18 months ago.
Yeah. So whatever happened to the elbows up?
Well, unfortunately, they're down. He was supposed to have a deal done by last July. That deadline passed. There doesn't seem to be any urgency to get a deal done, which at the end of the day affects the taxpayers of Canada and the people, their jobs. It's affecting their jobs and livelihoods of a lot of people in Canada, especially Miramichi Grand Lake.
Exactly. So besides the federal part of things, Mike, what's one issue you're hearing about most when talking to people around Miramichi?
100% affordability issues. Cost of groceries, cost of housing, the cost of fuel. It's like you had said about your business, packaging,
Yeah.
ingredients for your food to make it. It's an issue everywhere.
Yeah.
The fuel prices are high. That means that if you're running a business, all your stuff that you get delivered is going to be higher. The prices are going up. If fuel prices are high, that means the cost to deliver food to the grocery stores is going to be higher, which means the price at the grocery store is going to be higher.
Yeah.
Cost of supplies are higher. That means the building supplies are going to be higher, which the cost of houses are going to be higher, which drives up the price of housing. It's a trickle down effect that we can't seem to shake. And
Yeah.
yes, it's a worldwide problem, but we have a lot of issues in Canada that we can resolve ourselves. We got to be more self-sufficient in Canada. Yes, the US is one of our biggest trading partners. We know that. We do have to get a deal done, but we can do a lot of stuff here in Canada to make ourselves more sufficient and not have to rely on the US as much as we do.
Exactly.
Provincial trade needs to be better worked upon with the premiers. We need to get the premiers together and make sure that we can get a deal done working across interprovincial lines.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff we can do ourselves to help the affordability crisis.
Yeah.
And then if we get the tariffs, the deal done with the US on tariffs, and then we'll be in a lot better place.
So I'm kind of jumping on the environmental of things. I know when I deal with a lot of people, a lot of like in front taking orders and stuff. So I talk to the community a lot as well. And of course, the price of everything, the gas, the price of everything. What I've been hearing lately from the city is, and you probably heard about it, is the data center. And I'm not sure if you're a part of that, but currently the community that we have put their hands up and a big stink, and they don't want this here. And right now they kind of put everything on hold, and they're going to be sending a notice out to have it reviewed. I don't know if it's the provincial, or federal, provincial, whoever they're asking about this data center, because I know there's a whole bunch in Canada right now. So my question is, what is your position on data centers coming to Miramichi? Do you agree with it? Is it going to help? What's your thoughts? Because you got to think of Miramichi, right? Miramichi's bright and beautiful. Do we really need this here? So I just wanted your thoughts on it. And have you heard anything about this review thing?
On the data center, I've heard a lot on it. Before it even became a topic in Miramichi, I had meetings in Ottawa with one particular company that wants to come to Miramichi, wants to come to the UPM site. Has been in talk with, I don't know who in the city, but has been in talks with the city, with the MLA in the city, with Natawaganeg First Nation. The issue that I don't have, it's not really an issue. It's questions I have more than an issue. Who's paying for the data center? If this is a $5 billion project coming to Miramichi, and the AI company that's bringing it to Miramichi, is it taxpayers' money that's being invested, or is the company investing themselves? And then you got the environmental aspect. How is it going to hurt the environment? As we all know, when people come to Miramichi, they come here because of the river that runs between the communities, where it starts at the headwaters to the fairway. That's what Miramichi's always been about. We want to keep the environmental aspect of Miramichi intact the way it is without. And then you got the economy aspect of it. What's the economical aspect going to be? Is it going to be 1,500 jobs? Is it going to be 500 jobs while they're building it? And then all of a sudden they need to bring 12 people in from outside that are technically more inclined than for what they need to run the data center. And that's all we're going to get. There's too many questions that we can't seem to get answered. I've been asking some of the questions when I had the meetings before. We never really got an answer on any of those questions of who's paying for it. What's the environmental impact? What's the economical impact? No one can really give us a straight answer on. So for me, until we get some of the questions answered, it's just a question mark now if it's coming, if it should come here or not. We need more information, more data on it, pardon the pun, about what's going to happen. But it's one of those things that no one wants to hurt the future for something in the current state right now to have.
Yeah, there are multiple things like you said. There's water consumption. There's the electrical grid. I mean, NB Power alone is saying they don't know if they can handle it, and if to the point where it's the grid is overloaded, then they're going to not send power to them. They're going to give it to their residents, right? So, and there's the environmental thing, electrical thing. There's a lot of noise pollution and everything, right? So,
I see all sides of it. I see the side from the people that say, yes, we need the AI data center. We had mills here before. The power grid's going to support it. Yes, that's great. I also see the point, the people saying, well, what's going to happen to the rivers? What's going to happen to the forest? What about the sound that's going to come off these AI data centers? Yeah, we hear from people, you see it online all the time about people that are hearing about it in the States or across Canada where it's 24 hours a day. You hear the sound, you can't get rid of it. And then it's the fact, are the taxpayers going to pay for it? If the taxpayers are going to pay for it, absolutely not. If this company's coming here and they're making the money, then they should be footing the bill for it. The taxpayers should be footing the bill for a private company to come here and make billions of dollars.
It's to the point now, Mike, we have to grab our piggy bank and smash the pig just to get the rest of the money that we shouldn't be touching, right? So that's pretty much where we're at now. So it's the costs should not come to us, all of us. Yeah. It's just we're paying enough as it is, and there's barely anything left. It's like grabbing that towel and you're squeezing that towel trying to get the rest of the water out. We're to that point now. Yeah. But besides that, Mike, as an MP representing Miramichi Grand Lake, what is the biggest thing you would like to accomplish for our community during your time in office?
Well, currently it's the small craft harbors, and we'd like to see our forestry industry and our resources that we got, natural resources we got here. I think we need to see more developed. We need to bring more to the economy for Miramichi. So if I can get some of the small craft harbors fixed, if we can fix the tariff issue to help our forestry industry, and then we can try to draw more economic drive here to Miramichi. I don't mean data center, by the way. But if we get more,
I get you
to the area, and I'm not opposed to a data center if it meets all the check marks and checks all the boxes off, that it meets everything to make everybody happy and appeases everybody. Then great, we're all for data centers if people can check the boxes off to the questions we have and say, no, it's not going to hurt the environment. It's not going to hurt the sound of the neighbors and whoever's there. It's going to be
questions.
And the taxpayers aren't footing the bill. So we need more economic drive in Miramichi to create more jobs, to keep people in Miramichi so that we're not losing our people here, so that we can keep our tax base up and keep our population numbers up.
Yeah.
That's some of the big stuff that we got to get done here in Miramichi Grand Lake.
No, sounds great. One question, it's the question about the leader of the Conservative Party, Mr. Pierre Poilievre. Will Pierre Poilievre become our next prime minister? If so, how will he change voters' mind as far as swing voters?
Well, I'm hoping that he becomes the next prime minister so that we can form government. To swing voters' minds, I think he's doing a good job as far as he went on the Joe Rogan podcast. He went on the Diary CEO. I think people see that other side of him that they didn't see. I kind of wish it had been a year before that he had went on the podcast. So before,
exactly. Yeah. If he would have done what he's doing now, he should have did before. But
exactly, the Liberals do a good job, a great job of painting Pierre as Donald Trump, Maple Mega, all these nicknames that they have for him. On a personal level, he's like you and I are. He has small kids. He's not what they portray him to be. The problem right now with politicians, we're not 30 years ago. Social media is a big aspect in political lives right now. And when you have all the stuff going on and you do an interview or you go to the media and you have to do an interview, he puts a front up. He has to put a front up because our mainstream media right now is terrible at being unbiased. They're extremely biased towards the Conservatives.
Yeah.
So it was no different than when Blaine Higgs was Premier in New Brunswick. Everybody said, "Oh, he's terrible. He's not this. He's not that. Look how he talks. Look how he acts." They thought he was arrogant and smug when he went to do an interview. But when you're a leader, you go to do an interview, you have to put up a wall because you have to watch and be careful everything you say because they're going to twist the narrative to something that they want and twist it in their direction so that it's good for them and not good for.
Yeah.
So
and to that point, Mike, that's why, like you said, the social media is kind of blowing up right now. You got Northern Perspective, you got Elevate, you got Jasmine Lane, you got all these influencers that people are flocking to get the news. And everybody's kind of seems to be getting away from the regular CBC, CTV. And even here, Excursions with Pat, Miramichi Talks with Mike Dawson. It's people are just trying to get to good sources and they don't want a make-up story to get clicks. We want facts. We want like real life, like communications.
Facts and numbers matter.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day. And a lot of times we don't get the facts or the numbers. I'll give you an example. Larry Brock is resigning in a month. He's going back to be the
that's a big loss. That's a big loss.
But he's going back to be the top prosecutor.
That's good.
He's going back to do the same type of job to protect people. And all we hear in the media is, "Oh, that's the seventh person that left the caucus for the Conservatives and Pierre Poilievre." Well, 4 or 5 of them were lowered or crossed by the Liberals.
Yeah, floor crossers. Okay. Yeah.
But no one's talking about the 4 that resigned for the Liberals to take another job, a higher paying job, an appointment by Prime Minister Carney. No one talks about the 4. All they talk about is, well, Pierre Poilievre lost 7 caucus members.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you spread the whole story and say, well, that's 11 members that either resigned or left their caucus in the last 14 or 16 months. Don't just say it's 7 members that left Pierre Poilievre's caucus, because there's been 4 prominent former ministers that left Carney's caucus as well.
I mean, news used to be good. What's his name? He just passed, Lloyd Robertson. I mean, anytime anybody would watch him, you know that it was true facts, and you knew he was getting legit sources. So, but
Steve Murphy's the last one we have here in Atlantic Canada. I believe that it didn't matter who he was interviewing, Conservative, Liberal, NDP, Green Party. It didn't matter. He asked the tough questions to both sides. There was no tough question for you, easy one for you. It was tough questions on both sides, no matter what the question was or who was sitting in the chair. It was a tough question. And that's the way news is supposed to be.
Exactly.
It's supposed to be one-sided and biased.
No. So we're going to get right off the topic here. I like doing something on my every one of my Miramichi Talks podcast interview. It's called Miramichi Rapid Fire. So answer with the first thing that comes to your mind. So you ready, Mike?
Yep.
Just to break it up, make it fun. So Miramichi Rapid Fire, salmon or bass?
Salmon.
Fishing or hunting?
Hunting.
Coffee or tea?
Neither.
What are you, a water guy?
No, I don't drink. Well, I do drink a little bit of water, but not much.
Okay.
I drink an energy drink every day, and I drink, unfortunately, a lot of Pepsi.
Yeah, it is pretty addicting. Does pineapple belong on a pizza?
Absolutely.
You just like the wife. I don't like pineapple on a pizza, but she loves pineapple on a pizza. Favorite season?
Summer.
Best local view?
Richie's Wharf.
Richie Wharf. And last question. What is the first thing you think of when you hear Miramichi?
The people.
People. So I think the last person said home. So people, home. That's a great question. So just a few more questions, Mike. Just want to ask you. What message would you like to leave with the people of Miramichi?
Just that they know, hope they know that I'm fighting for them every day in Ottawa, and that hopefully we can get a government change here and get affordability issues under control and get back to the way we were living 12 or 15 years ago when it seemed to be, you could afford a house, there was issues, but there didn't seem to be, things seem to be so far out of reach for young people right now. Yeah. It just seems to be the young people are trying to struggling to get a good job. They're getting out of school, doing all the right things, going to university or going to work, paying their taxes, paying their bills, trying to pay their bills. And things seem to be so far out of reach for them, whether it's buying a vehicle, buying a house. And it just, for the future for them, I want to see better things for them.
Yeah. So to that point, what advice would you give to the younger generations?
Depending on what level, where you're going in life, if you want to go to university, follow your dreams, go to university. You want to finish school and get into the trades like I did. There's all kinds of room for people in trades. Can't get enough tradespeople right now. Just go out into the workforce, work hard, and eventually things will come your way if you work hard. And we'll have a good life here in Miramichi. Yeah,
that's right. And you got to work hard. If you want something, you got to work hard. Don't give up. And just whenever you feel that it's not looking your way, you just keep going one step at a time, right? And even if it's baby steps, you just gotta keep going. Because as we were kids, Mike, we really had to work back in the day, and like you said, things were affordable back then. Like the wife and I, we both had minimum wage jobs. I worked at the Pete Moss plant. She worked at Tim Hortons, and we were able to have a car and a home. But it's difficult today for the kids, but there is a future, and you got to keep fighting. So my last question, what are your hopes for Miramichi's future?
I want to see more kids graduate high school, get out of school, and be able to afford to have a job here so that they can afford to stay here, have a house, have a family. And we want to see more people that grow up in Miramichi stay in Miramichi. For a few years we've been seeing a lot of people leave Miramichi because they can't stay here.
Yeah, it was kind of like that for I remember I used to work out west working seismic and stuff. I did that for a few years to the point where it was too hard for the family. I had a young child. She was, 1 year old. I missed a lot. But I always came back, and I found a lot of Miramichiers, when they do leave, they always tend to come back home. So hopefully the future does look bright for Miramichi, and hopefully we can keep going that way.
Exactly.
Well, thanks so much, Mike Dawson, for coming in. I know you're a busy man. I got to go see my daughter. You got to go and do your thing today. Thanks so much for taking the time to come here with Excursions with Pat on Miramichi Talks. Take care, Mike.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, buddy. See you next time.
See ya.
Well, thank you all for coming in here to Excursion with Pat on Miramichi Talks. I'd like to thank Mike Dawson, Miramichi Grand Lake MP of your area, for coming on to our show. I just finished talking to him after the show, and he said he'll definitely come back again. If you're a viewer and would like to come onto my show and have a chat, message me, no problem. You can email me. You can find me on Facebook as well. If there's anybody else you want me to interview, also send me that as well. But thank you all again for coming in. I hope you enjoyed the video here at Miramichi Talks. Leave a like, share, and if you haven't did already, hit that subscribe and leave a comment below. How do you feel about how things are going in Miramichi? But thanks again. Take care, and we'll see you next time.